Hello there, this is Retro Spirits Guidance, and this is Dracula X on the Sega Saturn. This is Castlevania Symphony of the Night for your imported Japanese Saturn console. PlayStation original converted to the Saturn. Before we start, I'd just like to say that this game is awesome and it's well worth your time. It's a Metroid style game. This is where Metroid got the Vania from, because this game is basically Super Metroid and Castlevania clothes. And I'm not going to show a huge amount of the game. I'm going to start from a fresh file, and it doesn't, to be fair, it doesn't look all that when you start from scratch, but what you can't tell is the game sucks you in. It sucks you right in, and you need to play it. So this is the title screen. The title screen's rather boring. You can stick your name in here. This is the Japanese version, so it's all in Japanese. I do have a save data there, which is 198% complete, because you get an extra thing when you defeat Dracula, which lets you go up to 200% completion of the game. I won't give it away, but if you look online at any Castlevania guide, you'll quickly see what happens at the end of the game. I'm having trouble deciding what to call myself here, so I'm going to call myself Bilbo, after Bilbo Baggins. This version of the game, the Saturn version, lets you pick from 3 characters. Alucard is the main dude. The game is harder with Richter, I believe, and slightly easier with Maria. So Alucard's got the main bulk of the leveling up to do, so getting all your special weapons, etc. This is some ropey looking FMV right here for your eyes. So Konami weren't immune to this kind of nonsense. The stuttering is nothing to do with me. That's how the game has decided to show us the FMV. Kind of untextured. Looks like castle on a hill. Untextured castle, untextured hill. That's all in order. Against a leaden sky. Ooh, the textures are fading in now. Those bats aren't textured though. There's some corner cutting to be had in this FMV by the looks of it. This must have been done in-house by one of the work experience lads at Konami. This texturing is awful, and these models aren't much better. Look at that! It's got like a striped staircase, like a mint humbug. Yeah, we've got bad FMV. We've got nice music. We've got a now loading sign which you can manipulate with your D-pad. So that wiggling around there, I'm doing that on my D-pad, which doesn't take away from the pain of loading. Distracts you momentarily. Yeah, so the game starts with old Richter here, and you're basically playing the end of one of the previous games, and I don't know what game they're alluding to. It might be the PC Engine version, don't know. Which was called Rondo of Blood, he said in questioning tone. Oh, Dracula here is shouting at me in Japanese. There we go, yeah. Yeah. Tell me about it, mate. Give it to him, full barrel Richter. Yeah. Iron Bacon. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, so they go backwards and forwards with a bit of it's a bit of speech in here. You have to fight Dracula. It's the first thing you do in this game, which is actually less daunting than it sounds, because I don't think you can actually die. Although I make a good fist of trying to kick the bucket, but let's just watch. Oops, there he goes. That effect there, the old beam in, beam out effect, I imagine is probably transparent on the PlayStation. So the main differences in this version over the PlayStation are less transparency. I'm not saying no transparency, I'm saying less, because there is some transparency in here. There's extra levels you can find in the castle, or extra areas you can find, and you can choose between 3 characters. So there's a bit more content in the Japanese Saturn version, but it's a little more wonky. There's a bit of slowdown, and the transparency isn't as nice. I've played the PlayStation version through a few times, and it's a lovely, lovely game. And I've played this version through a couple of times, and it's equally as lovely. The PAL PlayStation version of this game is well over £100 because it comes with an art book, and it's one of those games that everybody wants for the PlayStation because it's freaking awesome. But the Saturn version is very bare bones. There's not even a huge amount of those lovely illustrations in it. The front cover's quite nice. But yeah, this is a rather weird way to start the game. Like I said, he's beating the crap out of me because he's hitting me with stuff, but yeah, I don't think he can actually die here. If he makes my energy go to 0, I get rescued and powered up. So more fool him for beating me up. It's a rather tedious fight, this, as you can see. He kind of just keeps warping out and warping in, then launching black balls at me, like he just doesn't care. So yeah, not an auspicious start for this game. The first time you play it, you'll probably be thinking, what's all the fuss about? But once you get into it, and once you start exploring the castle, it becomes incredibly addictive. And the music throughout is awesome. Some of the graphics are fairly ropey, and I'm including the PlayStation version in that as well. It's not just a Saturn problem, because the PlayStation is effectively exactly the same with slightly nicer transparency. So all the ropey graphics that you see in this game are also in the PlayStation version of it. But it is just an awesome Metroid-style experience, and if you like Metroid, you will love this. There's only one part of this game which causes a problem through the Japanese text. So you've got an inventory, and you pick up all your weapons, and you can assign them to your hands, and you know, get yourself a nice cloak. Ooh, we've got some English. But there is one specific item you need from the librarian. I suppose about halfway through, and you need it to open a door. And unless you know that bit of information, you'll just be running around like an idiot for hours on end going, I don't know what to do. But it's like a pendant that you have to buy from the librarian, just as a heads up. This is a rather shoddy looking background. We've got a moon that's drawn in 3 colours. We have a castle which is made out of 100% noise, noise filter in Photoshop, which is lovely. Vlad Teepees, aka Count Dracula. Yeah, this castle on this hill also appears to have a big black outline around it, which is weird. Yeah, this is graphically fairly weak as an introduction to the game, but it does get better. Don't worry, it does get better. Got some amazing bosses in the game. The bosses are some of the high points, I'd say. You got a couple of decent minor enemies. If you've played any of the Castlevania games on the DS, you'll be familiar with a lot of them. But this is where it started in terms of Metroidvania, and it is an awesome game. And I do recommend the Saturn version, even though it has issues. This game currently can be had for around £60 if it's not in that good a condition, and obviously with eBay and all those type of places, you'll get scalpers that are trying to charge £337,000 for a game, which is obviously no good. Bit of slowdown there, do you notice that? Bit irritating, huh? Anyway, we've got Alucard here. Oh, you got Street Fighter 2 style moves. You can do some... you can learn to do moves throughout the game. One is like press down and up, really, and jump really quickly, and you can like, fire yourself right up into the air, which is quite satisfying. So yeah, some of these sprites are pretty bad. However, the music is really cool. Does it slow down every time that wolf blows up? Not that wolves should necessarily blow up, but they do in this game. Like bat, pain in the ass. Oh yeah, and you level up. So it's like an RPG like. Like I say, you've got an inventory. You can go to an inventory screen, collect loads of things, and equip them or unequip them. Eat food, cure yourself from poison. It's one of those games that starts off really hard and gets easier the further you get into it, because you start off. Well, actually, you start off here with some weapons, but they soon get taken away from you, and you start from scratch. And it's really hard to kill anything. You don't even have a sword. And after about 2 hours, you're such a badass that you can basically not worry about getting killed that often. We've got Death here. Death talks to you in Japanese. Okay, Jake. He's about to rob you of all your stuff. So if you were to check your inventory before you reach him, you'll see you've got lots of different bits and bobs you can equip, including different cloaks. So as you go through the game, you can change the cloak and what it does. And you can also transform into animals at certain points. All that is now going to get stripped off of you. There you go. I didn't find that funny, mate. Go around taking people's clothes. So this is the inventory screen. It takes a little time to pop up, which is fairly annoying on the sound. I think that is more or less instantaneous on the PlayStation. But it doesn't help that my capture device, or rather my the FrameMeister, bugs out every time I go into this screen. So you get a bit of a black screen where you don't necessarily need it. There's an auto map feature, so it tells you where you've been. That's on the shoulder button, I believe. And yeah, it's fairly easy to work out the menu. It's not as bad as you might think. I don't know what any of that says. Basically, I need to equip a sword in my hand to be able to attack. I've got some meat there, just in case I want a meaty snack. But anyway, yeah, I highly recommend this game as an experience. You can get it on the PlayStation. The PlayStation version is more expensive. I was slightly drunk there. The PlayStation version is more expensive. You used to be able to get this on the Xbox 360 on the old store. Don't know if you can do that anymore. It's worth checking out though, because I think it was probably about £7 on there. So if you've got an Xbox 360, it's a quite good way to play it. But I think that's the PlayStation version and not this one. So you might not get the extra characters. Anyway, a super game, and a boring video to look at because it takes ages to get into it, and it's a platform adventure game. It's not an action game, so yeah, it is what it is. But I promise you, it gets more entertaining the further you get into it. And that's it. Dracula X, awesome game. One of my favourite games of all time. I wouldn't have played it through 4 or 5 times if it wasn't. And I like Super Metroid too. I think this is as good as Super Metroid, if not better. So there you have it. Alright then. See you next time. Oh, I'm gonna take on some fish here. Look at these stupid fish people. Locked doors. Oh, the intrigue. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end up getting battered here if I stay down here, which is ironic because it's usually fish that get battered, isn't it? Oh, enough with the dad jokes. Right, I am going. Ta-ra!